Hello, Twitch and YouTube. Assuming Twitch has started up. Gonna be picking up from where we left off last time in the Long Dark. Where we left off last time, I believe, was in the lower Cannery, in the Bleak Inlet. A little bit of searching here. Possibly do a little bit of sleep to warm up. Well, I think I did most of the searching before we logged off last night. Sounds like we have a blizzard outside. Wouldn't be too much of an issue problem. We'll try to sleep through it a bit. Hopefully also sleep until the day warms up. Then we can go try to explore either the upper Cannery or more of Bleak Inlet. Shelf, interesting. Okay. Well, it still sounds like we have a blizzard outside, so we'll have to go brave the blizzard. Which can be a little bit dangerous because I believe the Timberwolves do not despawn in blizzards, unlike their regular wolf counterparts. Yeah, they're still out here. So this is the rope to the upper Cannery. There's a little room back here that is classified as basically being indoors. So if you're trying to hide from the blizzard, this is a decent place to come hide from the blizzard. Here's our needs, a bunch of recyclable cans that we don't need. Some flour, which may come in useful. Will allow us to make things like peach pie, pancakes. Box we don't need. This is a emergency flare kit with a flare pistol in it, but no flare shells. We have a battery here, so if we needed to drag a battery up to do any bullet manufacturing, we can steal that battery from that. We'll leave the aimed flare pistol here because it's heavy otherwise. With that, we should be light enough to go do the climb. So I'm going to go ahead and do the upper exploration in the current weather. It's maybe not the best weather to be doing it, running around in the blizzard. But right now we're exploring for loot. We may want to come back here when the aurora is up so we can get into the workshop. That's not for pretty much a whole nother day at the minimum, so we're not going to be waiting around for it. It's fine that we're developing sprain risk now, because now that we've done the climb, there isn't any more climbing between here and the workshop.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
I think that note is supposed to be trying to warn you about the fact that the wolves are scared of light. So artificial light they're scared of. And I believe they're even scared of artificial light during the blizzard. Or during the aurora. Where normally things would not be scared of, like, or would not be scared of your torches and stuff. Interesting. It's warmer in this building than it was in the last. Guess this building counts as properly inside. A couple of cans of ruined sardines. You have cooking 5, so that's not really a problem that they're ruined. Just have to be careful where I store them, because I can't store them in anything other than those up here. Okay, what do I want to do here while I'm trying to warm up? I guess I'm going to try to warm up here. So take a moment to sharpen both my tools. I suppose if I wanted to eat, could eat the sardines. I think we're at the point where it's time to start moving again, even though it's still a blizzard outside. And we can tell from down below that the Timberwolves are still about. That's always an important thing to remember, is unlike normal wolves, Timberwolves do not despawn in the blizzard.
So cold in my life.
I don't think there's anything over there. There might be on lower difficulties. That's the howl, noting that the Timberwolves have infected me. Where I am right now, I am safe, so I don't need to be too worried, other than the fact that it's blizzard cold outside.
This pack is getting really heavy.
Another building. Unlike the last building, a building that is not warm inside. I don't want to hang around too long, because we'll keep taking damage. On difficulties below Interloper, there's a decent amount of loot up here. I'm kind of doing a search of it just because I can, not because it's a great idea or anything. It's something to do while we have a blizzard. And not necessarily a smart thing to do.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
This is the Cannery Pier, where the Cannery workshop is. The workshop is behind this door, so we need an Aurora to open this door if we want to keep exploring. Blizzard is not a good time to leave, obviously, because I won't have an easy way past those wolves in the blizzard. This is a note giving you an idea of where the code is for the door. We needed the note to know where it is. Because this is an indoor area and I'm not too worried about the temperature fluctuating, I'm going to actually sleep right there for a 4-hour stint. If it wasn't indoors, and or if it wasn't as warm as it was, I probably would have tried to be looking for a different place to sleep.
Too much stuff to carry.
So now that the blizzard's over, and we still have a wind problem, so it's still not super safe to move, to leave, because we'd have to get past the Timberwolves somehow. We can see that's an area over there to explore, and then we'll onto the map at some point. Just checking to see if there's any stuff out here besides the pellets. I have on stalker runs disassembled those pallets for fuel to run the bullet forge and insulated flask. So I suppose if you're looking for an insulated flask, that's probably a likely space for it to actually spawn. So once we can figure out how to get past the walls, we've got two different places where we can duck in to warm up. We can duck in back over there where we left to do the climb from, or we can go back over to the cabin that we were in before. While we're up here, we're fairly safe, other than from the cold. The cold and the lack of food up here is going to be what would do us in if we had to got stuck up here. Where are... Oh, the wolves have gone and wandered off. Okay. That may make it easier, because that means I can move on. Don't get stuck out here. Oh, there's a human corpse over there. I don't think I explored that human corpse's inventory before, so might go see if he has anything where the wolves are panicking. Disorganized. So depending on how you want to leave, there's two general ways to leave the area, which I just did one of them, which is you sort of slip on down there, down the stairs, or you can come off that landing pad. That landing pad, I think, is low enough that if you jump off of it,
What have we here?
you don't take any damage.
Find some place to escape this cold.
Yep, we're on the way to that location, which is right here. Quick 1 hour snooze in this bed here, both to see if the weather changes, which it does sound like it has, and to warm the character up. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to go head back to... Oh, I haven't searched that one. I'm going to head back to our bear meat out at the lighthouse to feed the character up before we continue more exploration in Desolation Point.
I could eat a horse.
There is a small chance I will run into the wolves again as I am leaving. Okay, I ran into the wolves, but the wolves are still cowed from the last time I ran into them, so that's fine. I slip through here. No. Okay, I don't like that I keep running into the same wolf, but the fact that he keeps running off probably implies that he's farther away from his pack than he would normally want to be. So the Timberwolves, I think they need a minimum of 2 to 3 wolves nearby before they jump you. In that game mechanic sense. If there's only one wolf, one Timberwolf nearby, they will always back off. Even if you don't have something like a bear-hide coat, which will cause them to back off. Or that can cause them to back off. That's looking a little bit green Aurora-y. If that's an Aurora, it'll be tempting to turn back around as soon as I feed the character to go into... Well, not necessarily to go into, but to open up the Cannery workshop. Not that there's going to necessarily be anything super important in there on an Interloper run, as we don't have guns, and it's not really worth making noisemakers. But the workstation is pretty nice to have access to. So the moment of truth, is the wolf alone? The wolf does appear to be alone. We are starting to get a little close to where we can run into more wolves. Over that way is a place where a pack of wolves usually is. So I guess well, because I didn't get everything off the bear carcass, of course. Right? So I didn't get everything off the bear carcass, so the bear carcass didn't actually despawn. How warm is it? We are sitting at -12. How much fuel do I have? Probably have enough so I can get it up to 12. Okay, let's try to start this fire. Do we need a light? Okay, never mind. Weather's saying no. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm gonna head out to the lighthouse and use the 6-burner stove then.
Goddamn freezing.
To minimize the damage taking, which is why I'm sprinting a little bit here. It does appear that we have the wind to our back, which is, in theory, making us a little faster. We got some stuff to harvest here. Cat pills. Stick. Don't need the spray can. In fact, actually, that reminds me, I have a spray can to leave behind. So, in the case of those shoes, the shoes weren't really worth looting right now. The reason I picked them up and moved them a little bit is by doing so, they should, now in theory, not when the next time the blizzard comes in, they shouldn't despawn. So those leather items are probably worth having access to at some point, but I don't need them right now. So I'm making usage of game mechanics. Things that I've picked up and moved don't despawn during the spawn-despawn math in the game. Just gonna be a little bit of a lip there. So it's looking a bit, it was looking a bit green earlier, so maybe we'll get an aurora, but if we don't, then we'll be fine. I don't need to go exploring the workshop. Okay, so in here, it should be enough wind production that I can start a fire and warm our character up. And I got 3 pieces of meat to cook, so I'm going to throw about an hour worth of fuel on this fire. Cook all the meat.
Come on. Well, thank goodness for that.
We're going to throw 2 hours worth of fuel on the fire. It's maybe not the smartest idea. How cold is it? Yeah, it would have probably been better off with sticks rather than for a log. So to throw a few sticks on, crank it up to 3 hours just to get the temperature warm enough.
Getting dark out here. Time to look for shelter. I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Well, he's saying time to look for shelter, except we got a pretty nice piece of shelter here while the fire's going. We can always run back out to the one intact cabin over there when the fire goes out. I must have gone and cooked all my birch bark tea. Pretty sure we've already mapped it, and the visibility is, of course, gone away. All the visibility is gone. And a little bit more water, and we'll probably head back out again. Because I think the cabin near the bear is going to be a better place for spending the night if we're traveling for the following exploration.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
I'll eat the partial. I'm going to use some inventory management before I head out. Looks like it's probably going to be water. Also been collecting a lot of food as well. Probably better off leaving the tins of sardines near the cabins that I'm going to use as a way station. Same thing with the clothes. Probably the same can be said about the water, but the water need to get the carrying capacity closer to where I want to be able to take way more damage than I want to taking the run. Anyway, the blizzard has rolled up. The blizzard has basically said that you cannot stay here because I am cold next to a fire.
Someone's got to go.
Gonna go ahead and leave the can here. Take my other cooking supplies with me. That's 5, that's 10, everything below here is dropped. And off we go running. So, went ahead and explored the upper Cannery, as well as got our character, in theory, fed back up. We'll lose a lot of it sleeping, but probably fed up back up enough for at least another day of exploration. Hopefully recover a decent amount of condition sleeping. We lost a lot due to running around in the cold. Either that or hopefully maybe we'll get a warm day in Bleak Inlet, as unlikely as that is. Bleak Inlet has a bad habit of being very cold. Okay. Good news, shot cast got roughly where I wanted. Always bad to get lost in a blizzard. Cannery worker residence, the only one that is intact on.
I might have to drop some gear.
Actually, make sure the character is hydrated. And then I'll queue up a 10-hour sleep. The character won't sleep for 10 hours. It'll probably sleep for about 6. I think looking at the time, this will be a bit on the shorter side for a YouTube episode. This is where I'm going to go ahead and put the cut for YouTube. If you're enjoying this, feel free to stop in tomorrow. There'll be another part up tomorrow. And if you're watching on Twitch, hang around. I'm going to take a short break, and then we're going to continue with the next part.